Do you like love? Are you a night owl? Then Late Night Love is a place for you. Since life is negative enough, here we discuss everything love. What we love, who we love, and why we love. So join us on Saturday nights at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Time, and please remember, love everybody. And thank you, everybody, for joining us on yet another adventure of Late Night Love. And thank you all for taking the time. We greatly appreciate it. It is at another Saturday night. We've actually started a new feature this week. We did our daily dose of love, so to speak. It's just, 2-3 minutes, a question.
Just a question.
Yeah, a question or a comment and a 2-3 minute.
Maybe an uplifting story. We don't know. This is developing.
Yes, it's a daily dose of love. It's in about 3 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, the goal on that is to keep it about 3 minutes. And so that's kind of where we started on that. And hey, next week we should have, I bought us some special microphones.
Yay.
So we should have a dual set of microphones, so we shouldn't have any audio issues. We should kind of get past our audio issues without us having to do any weird things. Now after that, then we need to get us both earpieces. But we have everything for that except the little adapter thing. And I probably have one around here somewhere.
Oh gee.
But it's like $3 on Amazon, $5 on Amazon. We'll buy one. So we can both plug in and hear things without causing feedback. So we can both hear the same thing and hear any callers. Speaking of callers, look at this. I'm all behind on my banners. There you go. There you can go. You can visit us at Anchor FM, Late Night Love, or latenighlove.us. It's actually a website now. Hey, did you want to see it?
Yeah. Let's see it.
Is that the current one? Yeah, that is. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, I could show you guys on there, but since this is for the podcast mostly, there's no point in showing.
Oh, I get you. Oh, I mixed my mediums there for a minute. We're on a podcast. Yes.
Yeah. Well, kind of, right? We do broadcast the video, but eventually the video portion will be behind the paywall, hopefully.
Oh, okay.
Right? The live videos and stuff, we'll do it. The audio part will be for public. The videos will be for subscribers type of thing. But that's down the line.
That's down the road.
Yeah, when we have to turn this into something that can actually make some money. So I was thinking about tonight. What is the opening monologue for tonight? Because we usually start these things, with a nice, quiet. And I apologize for the thing I'm doing, a couple of things. I'm trying to share my thing.
Now I'm all at Twitter. What is tonight's monologue?
That's the question. We're having our relationship topic. So I was going to have a different topic. But then I figured, okay, we should probably have a monologue on some type of relationships and how relationships are a struggle, but love makes you persevere, and I should probably come up with something all like that. But as you can tell, I'm vamping at the moment because I didn't have a chance to come up with anything to say.
Okay.
Because I didn't have to. I was sat there getting the website up and getting the email address. Oh, speaking of, we have the email address up and ready. It's love@. So you can contact us.
Yeah, where's the banner?
Hey, man. Some of us have to do like multiple things at once.
Yes,
man.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just teasing. So there we go. You can contact us at love@latenighlove.us, and we'll go. Whoa!
Your chair just decided to go down a foot. What happened there?
My foot hit the chair.
Your foot hit the chair. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so the love line will be up later. In about 20 minutes, we'll put the love line up. We'll leave the number up. So I guess we're talking about relationships tonight. So I guess the question is, how does one persevere through that, say, that first year of a relationship? You've got your first few months, which is all kind of love and a Twitter. And if you find the connection, if you can pass the 3 months, right, it becomes kind of its own thing. Then you have to learn your boundaries are and see if everybody mixes. And getting through that first year and a half is where you set your relationship patterns. How you deal with those problems in that first year and a half is where you set your relationship patterns. So you have to approach it with love. We have to remember that victory in an argument it should not be the goal. The goal should be peace. How do you resolve whatever issue it is we are, that is confronting? Because essentially 3 things happen at this stage, right? You either become toxic to each other and you separate because you're not compatible, and that's fine. You successfully work through these things and set up the good patterns for a long, healthy relationship. Or you create patterns that will develop a toxic relationship and you stay together because you love each other, but you have toxic patterns. And some years down the road, you're either going to have to solve those toxic patterns through a hell of a lot of hard work and crying and all that kind of stuff, or you end up having a potentially good marriage go bad. And so I suspect that my message today is to remember to love yourself during this time period. Don't just give yourself up to the other person trying to make it work. Really examine yourself, really get there and love yourself, and make sure that this is the type of relationship and the direction that you want at this time in your life. Because maybe it's the relationship you want, but in 5 years. Maybe it's the wrong time for you. Maybe you have other focuses. Maybe they have other focuses. Maybe your maturity level isn't quite right yet. Maybe someone has to mature more, or someone has to mature less. Someone has to get this broomstick out of their butt. Whoever knows. These things can manifest themselves in all directions. And so in order to proceed successfully in love, you genuinely have to understand yourself, because if you don't understand yourself, you're never going to be in a position to genuinely understand somebody else. And in order to successfully find peace, you have to at least make a valid and valiant effort to understand the other person. Doesn't mean you agree with them, but you have to understand them. And you have to figure out, okay, what can I accept, what can't I accept, and what we can do. Because, life is never going to be perfect. If you're out there expecting a perfect mate, it's not going to happen. But you hope to find someone who is perfect for you, who yours faults. And, you find someone who can accept your faults, and you find someone whose faults you can accept. Right? Because no one's perfect. We're all human. Sadly, we're all too human. But there's a benefit to that. If you are self-aware creatures, we are all too human. And there's a beauty in that discovery. And so that's my thought for the day, my loving thought for the day. And 9 minutes? Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. So we actually had a nice visit with Lady Wildstar yesterday about a tarot card reading.
Yes.
And well, she was actually not just a tarot card reader last week. She wasn't just a tarot card reader. She was more as much as
intuitive counseling.
Intuitive counseling, intuitive healing. She was much more a tarot card reading is kind of a path towards healing.
Well, it's one of the tools she uses.
But I was talking to somebody today. We might have a line on another person in that genre.
Oh, nice.
Not just a tarot card reader, but they have their own take on it, and we can kind of explore all the various aspects of of love and the different paths people take to to get through life, because life is not a fun thing always, but we do try to get through it. All right. So this is going to be a long night of question and answers. You got to.
It's a long night of question and answer. Well, we've been, going with our relationship theme. I looked at questions to ask in your relationship that will, if you want to feel closer together. Okay.
So if you want
go ahead.
So these are questions to ask if you want to get closer to your partner in your relationship.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is
theoretically.
This is from thoughtcatalog.com.
Catalog. All right.
50 deep questions to ask your boyfriend tonight.
Ooh, 50 deep questions to ask your boyfriend. Jesus Christ. How did I agree for this?
This is
I think I've been suckered.
This is a good one.
50 deep questions for your boyfriend.
No, I did a review. This is quality stuff.
Quality stuff for your interest. That's what it is.
Okay. Okay, we're just gonna launch right off into here. Okay, what's the one similarity between us that you absolutely love?
Between
you and I. The similarity.
We're both very empathetic.
Yes.
And the way I live my life so open, and it's almost a necessary. It's necessary for. I'm going to change the way I rephrase the sentence. If you can't say a word, rephrase a sentence. I think it's necessary for me to operate, to be. Not necessarily. I don't have to be understood, because that might not necessarily be possible. But I have to have someone who's willing to try to understand my sometimes confusing and contradictory nature. Even though I'm not as contradictory as I actually appears on the surface, it's just most people aren't willing to empathize and look deeper, and I always feel that I have to give what I ask for. So.
This is why I don't believe you when you say men are simple creatures. You're not simple creatures. You're complex creatures just like everybody else.
No. Fundamentally, we're simple. We appear complex. We're so simple, it's not funny. You all just don't believe we're that simple. That's not the same thing. Women not believing men are simple doesn't mean men aren't simple. It just means you don't believe that we're that simple, because it boggles your mind that we could possibly be that simple. But
yes.
Food, sex, and a goal. That's all we want.
But you food, sex, and a goal.
That's far too close to reality to just be a joke. I'm just saying. Hey, it's not just me. Steve Harvey, you watched the thing last night. And
it's true. It took some time, though, to understand you. And where you're coming from. But once I did, I see you're always consistent. You are consistent.
Because it's simple. I keep it simple.
And the similarity that I like between us is we value kindness to everyone. You treat everyone the same. You treat everyone unfailingly kind, and I do my utmost best. Some days I'm grumpy and I'm not at my best, but I do try to be unfailingly kind. Treat everyone the same, no matter who, where, what.
Yeah, it's the effort at kindness. It's not necessarily that you're going to succeed every day. Good Lord, no one can do that. It's the effort to be kind that is genuinely important to not just to your own lives, but to the lives that are around you. What's the choice? You're going to be unkind, and the world just becomes more unkind. That's not how you create a loving planet. It's not how you create a loving society. You create a loving society by being as kind as you possibly can on any given moment, right? Some days you have sore knees and a pounding headache, and just not screaming at people is as kind as you can be, right? some days that's the best that you can do. And other days you're feeling great and you go off and you pay for people's dinner, or you buy the lady in front of you her thing because she couldn't find her card and you pay the $23 or whatever it is for her food.
For her food.
Just because.
Yes.
And then she says, well, can I send you money? Yeah, just do it for somebody else sometime.
Right.
Just spread some love. It's much better than the other. Okay. That's what we got.
Now this is a question not really for you specifically, but it's a subject.
Anytime you start adding qualifiers to a question, man, it's
going to be a doozy. So
my alarm bells start going off. I just say it.
So why you would sit down with your boyfriend and say, is love something that scares you? I don't know. But that's on the list of questions, and that's an interesting topic for discussion. Some people are scared of love.
It's an interesting topic. You'll find out if someone's honest with themselves or not. Not necessarily honest with you, honest with themselves. Because if you're not afraid of love, you're a freaking moron. But, the risk-reward thing. Because nothing can hurt you more than love can. No one can hurt you more than the person you love the most. And that's a very fearful, scary thing. That's why a lot of people never fall in love, because they're afraid. They're afraid of being hurt. Because there's no deeper hurt. Right?
It physically hurts.
Yeah.
Your heart physically hurts.
So there's no deeper hurt than because it's not just the love, it's the world you used to know is no longer that world.
Yes.
It removes your whole foundation of life. What you thought was true is no longer true. And was it ever true? And then it becomes this whole thing. And so if you're not afraid of that shit, you're a freaking moron. But courage is not about not being afraid. It's about willing to take the risk. No, it's worth the risk. Because it's also the greatest thing.
It really is. Yes.
Because as human beings, we need that.
To love and be loved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're just existing. So what else we got over there?
What's your favorite memory of us?
We'll have to come back to that one.
Okay, we'll come back. I'll scratch the time on that.
Because that's kind of personal thing. So.
What's one thing you want to do together that we've never done before? I want to go fishing. Fishing.
Why the hell do you want to go fishing?
So we can go.
I forget you're a farm girl.
In the water, on the water with the trees and the wind and the birds, and you sit and you talk maybe once every half hour or so.
Can't I just take a nap while you go fishing?
No, you have to enjoy it with me.
How did this happen? I don't understand, man. I keep forgetting you're a farm girl at heart. So.
Oh, you're lucky I don't want to go, pick berries. Then you'd be in deep trouble.
Yeah. No, whoever tried to eat my berries would be in deep trouble. No one wants me picking their food. Nobody wants me picking their food.
Well, you have to go into the brambles, and that means you have to wear your big, long, heavy jeans and your big, long flannel shirt in the summertime, so you can go in and pick berries. But what's the one thing you would
theoretically, not that we have the physical health to do it, is to kind of do the snowbirding thing.
The what?
You get yourself a little trailer and a little car, and you drive around into the warm spots during the winter. Because California is becoming a hellhole, so you don't want to be here, so you just keep going somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
My rambling, man.
Well, I can ramble because I can fill time and I can vamp and I can do all kinds of things. This is true. And I do drive a lot.
You like to drive and go here and there and stop for a night and move on.
And sometimes stop for a week and or 10 days and then go somewhere else. And yeah. Yeah, once Elon Musk puts his Starlink thing up, man, you don't even have to worry about internet. You get internet everywhere. It'd be great.
Okay, we've covered this question before, but it bodes.
These questions come up for we've got new audience members.
If something happened where I had to move far, far away, would you attempt long distance or go our separate ways?
Well, it depends on circumstance. Are we talking a short period of time, a long period of time? You know, what's the reasoning? There's no singular answer.
Right? I'd do long distance. As long as I got to see you every 3 months.
See, but you know me, I'm honest. It's always depends. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't work it out, but
it would suck. Oh no!
I also don't see any reason why we would do that long term. But
I don't see any reason either.
I
don't see how that would happen.
Unless something goofy happened, like I had to go work in Washington D.C. or something.
Something goofy happened. I'm sorry, baby. You're on your own. I ain't going into that cesspool.
Like I said. I said like if something goofy happened. What do you want from me, man?
Actually, I can't. Now that I thought that was a really selfish response, I couldn't send you into that fray on your own.
I'd send your ass on your own if you was a politician. And my ass is staying here. What the fuck are you talking about? Most of them legislatures and stuff up there, they don't bring their families with them. They live in like a dorm and apartments. And no, man, that place is a freaking cesspool. You don't want your family dealing with that. Let them go home and do, peace and quiet. I wouldn't want to take my family into the DC cesspool. Hell, you'd have to pay me an awful lot of money to get me to go into the DC cesspool. So, just even consider it. That's one place worse than where I am. I don't know.
Frying pan into the fire,
Man,
right?
No kidding, man. Jesus criminy. Just turn on the broiler. All right, what do we got?
What's your favorite non-physical quality about me?
Physical quality.
Non-physical. For myself, it's your kindness.
But this isn't just the same question as the other one. Well,
no, it's different.
No, I think it's the same question.
Okay, fine. We won't ask that question.
Well, because it's just going to be the same answer.
If our relationship ended, what's the one thing you'd miss the most?
I don't want to think about that. So there.
I don't. Ooh. I was going to say you. I can't imagine a day without you. You're my rock.
I just don't want to think about it. So there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it.
What do you think was your...
It's an unpleasant thought. This is about love. I don't want to think about it.
Okay. My bad.
No, it's all good. It's just one of those things. I don't know, and I don't want to spend much time on it. What
do you think was your most vulnerable moment in our relationship?
I don't know. After my concussion, I don't remember the 6 months. I would suspect. Or the time I was almost dead. One of the two.
Oh, what are you doing, cousin It?
Well, it's my hair. Just for you guys on the podcast who don't know, my hair is being recalcitrant.
Recalcitrant?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a big word to describe my hair.
Being sensitive.
Yeah, it's my hair is not cooperating today. So, all right. So we're changing it. I was trying to get it to look good, but it's not going to do it. So, all right. So what do you got?
I think the most vulnerable for me was when you started developing a relationship with my children. And I know that sounds weird, but I'm bringing someone in that could hurt my children. I had never done that before. I'd never dated. I never brought anyone in. I was single for 10 years. I was a single mom. And that was my, I protected her. I protected all my girls. And so when that happened, it was a very vulnerable moment. It's like, okay, this is a good guy. This is really a good guy. And of course they love you.
Yeah.
And you're patient and kind and still are. And
Well, Tierra made it easy, oddly enough. She made it because our very first time we met, she let me know exactly where I think if she she looks back at it, she thinks she was awful. But it let me know exactly where the relationship started at. It wasn't phony, it wasn't fake, it was real. And I know exactly where I started at. And you know me, I much rather know exactly.
What did she say?
Well, no, she was overly emotional for, right? She was at teenage angst.
Well, she had lost her father when she was 15.
And she never had this thing before, and she was unsure of everything was going to go, and she took a stand on protecting her personal emotions, and I was okay. My thing, I'm not gonna. She's in control of the relationship. She was always in control of the relationship, which ultimately was the key of why it was a success. Because how can she not be in control of the relationship? It wasn't my place to be in control of that relationship. It was going to go wherever she was going to allow it to go. And I was along for the ride. My job was to not screw it up. That's all I had to do. Which is not itself, that's easy to screw up a relationship when you're talking about a teenage girl, who had lost her father. Her mom had been single for 10 years. The whole coming into the new house with, brothers and a new sister. It's easy to screw up. So the fact that I didn't screw it up, I should probably pat myself on the back a little bit for that, because that would have been easy to screw up.
And we have to give kudos to the kids. They did a wonderful job. They're wonderful kids. It could have been gone god awful. Could have gone really bad.
It wasn't all smooth sailing, but they got to the point where, at its worst, they just kind of ships passing in the night kind of thing. They all kind of just ignored each other at the worst time. So
yes,
for the most part. For the most part. You can't have 4 teenagers living in a house
without having some headbutts.
It's not going to happen. It's like survival of the fittest. But I'm not the fittest. Well, you got 4, we had 3 boys and in summer, and then you brought in another teenage girl and it threw everything off. But everybody did well. Everybody ultimately did well. So, everybody's a good human being.
They're all good people. Yes. Very proud of them.
So, not an axe murderer in the bunch.
No.
All right.
Okay, what do you think has been the hands down funniest moment since we started dating? We have so many. How can we pick one?
Today?
Today?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, you can't see that on there.
Oh, the time I mooned you outside.
Oh God. Oh yes, the time you mooned me outside. I thought I was gonna pee my pants.
That was the funniest one. No one else could see. I was well screened from everybody but her, but it was hilarious.
Yes, there were cars parked all around. There was no one out on the street. It was dead at night.
Yeah. But it was funny because you know me, I'll do anything for a joke.
I said, "Oh, look at the moon." Here you go.
It was funny.
Yes, it was funny.
I can't help it. I do all kinds of stupid things for a laugh. All right, what do we got?
Oh, I like this.
Don't
one.
let my voters hear that one.
I like this one.
Okay.
I want to know the answer to
Oh,
this
God.
one.
Whenever there's, I tell you, it's always trouble when there's. All right, what do we got?
What quality about me that I see as a flaw that you absolutely love?
Do I get to take the fifth on these things?
Sure.
Or do I just get time to think?
You don't have to answer them. No, this is not supposed to be. We have some questions for you.
We have some questions. Where's my glove? I need my glove.
This is not the Inquisition. Come on.
You sure about that?
This is things I want to know.
Okay, what was the question again? No, seriously, I actually forgot.
What's the one quality about me that I see as a flaw that you absolutely love? Okay, I'll start out. I know you think you are overly polite. And when we get into discussions, we spend 5 minutes being overly polite to you. Are you okay? Are you sure this is all right?
Oh, God, it's gross.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
That's
okay,
just
come
gross.
here, give me a kiss. Okay,
That's just gross.
It gets
to the point where it does get gross. I'm just saying.
Well, I enjoy it.
Well, you might enjoy it, but the rest of the world will be And so, I mean, I enjoy it to a certain extent because I participated
in it. Yes.
And you know me, I don't participate in anything that I at least don't find funny. So I've got to find it funny at some level, and it may be the fact that I find other people would be gagging at it, and which makes it funny enough for me to to participate in. Well, because I don't know, I don't think about your flaws or things you think about are flaws. I just accept life for how it is, and so it's just not how I think, and so it makes them hard questions for me to answer. I'm not actually being thing or anything. It's a hard question for me to answer because I don't think that way.
I understand. No, that's cool. I like your answer. Okay,
you also know it's my answer.
Here's a really good one. Off in fucking Fantasyland.
Yep, I have to remember to mark this explicit. Yep.
This is explicit. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I usually mark them explicit.
If I said you could date other people, would you?
It depends on the circumstance. Is there medical reasons? Is there emotive?
Gotcha.
Because me, I'm an insanely open person. So, assuming all the reasons are thing and everybody's head's in the right spot and all the reasons are proper, I could. But that's a lot of things that have to freaking be the right thing. So, I mean, it happens. You've seen it happens where.
Well, yeah, the stars would have to align.
Someone's too sick, and
yeah, if I were sick,
and they can't. But you want someone to be able to still go out and have a healthy life, and I could see, because I could actually put myself in a spot where I could say, if you would like to, please go off, and because I can't partake in that part of your life, and it's important to have a full life, but. Now, whether any of us would actually get to that point kind of thing.
Right.
There's so many things would line up, but theoretically, could they all? Yeah, but
yes.
I'm also insanely open on these things. So.
Right. What do you think I'd say is your most attractive quality?
Well, it'd be my kindness, because you said it like 3 times here already.
Is that so bad?
No. But for me, in a sense, I find it sad.
Why?
Because it means that for a huge chunk of your life, you didn't have that. Because I don't find me extraordinary in any way in terms of being kind.
But you are.
See it.
I know, and that's part of it. It's part of your charm. You don't know how wonderful you are.
So, but for me, it's sad that
It's unusual, but okay. Yeah.
yeah, but it's
Well,
but you know, it's also part of who
I
I
was
am.
I was in some unhappy relationships. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marriages.
So
I
okay,
think
so now you're gonna answer the question.
What?
I don't know what was the question.
What do you think is your I'd say is your most attractive? Your kindness.
No. We're gonna turn this around.
Oh my God, no! You can't have the clipboard.
All right, let's see. What we got? Where are we at here?
What am I gonna do now? I feel naked. I need my clipboard back.
So I suppose these X ones.
These X ones I don't want to ask.
Okay.
The line ones I want to ask, and the ones that I have the time by them I've already asked them, and that's when.
Okay, what do you think I'd say is your most attractive quality?
What you would say?
Yeah, it's the same question.
The fact that I work with you. You know, I try and understand you. I don't, we discuss things. We talk about things. We work things out together. I don't, I don't put up a stone wall and things have to be one way. And if it's not, I'm not going to talk to you and little games. And, God.
Well, oddly enough, you just answered the next question. Well, the one I was going to ask.
Okay, what are you going to ask?
Well, the next question was, what's the one thing you think makes our relationship unique from everyone else's? And you just answered it, at least from my perspective.
Well, it's unique in my experience, yes.
I skipped a couple. But for me, that's the thing, is that we continually work through. And I don't necessarily know if it's unique. We have a unique style to it, I think.
Yes.
But the basics of it, I don't think are that unique. I think most successful relationships
There are basics.
work on the fact that people are not trying to win the relationship. They're trying to exist and make it better. And I think that ultimately is probably, I hit the stupid on button. It does goofy things sometimes. I think that's ultimately what the uniqueness is.
Okay.
Is we do it through insane humor. We laugh through everything, whether it's appropriate or not.
Privately.
Yeah. Well, as
No
much
one-
as
no
much as
one-
I can.
No one else would understand. They think we're being macabre and
Yeah.
mean to each other.
Yeah. But
But we're not. We're laughing our way through it.
no, and then we go get gross to make sure we all understood that we were just joking. We spend 5 minutes telling each other, "Is that no? Hey, we were just messing around, right?" You were, "Oh yeah, we were just playing." Yeah, and we go through the whole thing. We were just talking about where other people would gag.
You mean like when you called my legs Chewbacca? When you called me Chewbacca the other day? Guys,
You were the one sitting there talking about your legs being hairy. I couldn't help it. It was right there.
I have a mental block.
I have a physical block. If it's funny, it comes out. I can't help it.
Especially at 3 in the morning. Oh, man.
Yeah, don't never be up with me at 3 a.m. unless you want to get made fun of.
Okay.
In ways that make no sense. By the way, just to get you all to understand that.
Oh, you're a funny man in your own mind. You're a legend in your own mind at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No, at 3 a.m. I'm a god. I'm a legend in my own mind the rest of the day. Just pointing this out.
I gotta admit, though, for 3 o'clock in the morning, you're really freaking fast. still, though, man. I'm slugging my way through trying to answer you, trying to keep
No, it's
up.
just 3 a.m. morning. It seems fast to you. That's all it is. It's not really fast. It seems fast. Okay, what do you got over there?
If you could change one thing about our relationship, what would it be? I think I would like to go out more. Once a month, you could pick some place to go, a movie or a restaurant I like, or we could go for a drive. I would like to just spend more time with you alone.
All we do is spend time with each other.
Alone. Doing something.
We can't. It's coronavirus.
If we could go anywhere together right now, where would you want to go? I want to go to Paris in the springtime.
Back to Hawaii. My knees didn't hurt in Hawaii.
That'll work too.
Even though if you go into Hawaii, you get locked in a room for 2 weeks.
If you go to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The whole coronavirus thing.
Because now?
Yeah. Or I think still. I think they're still on there do that shit. So I don't know. Just want to go somewhere where my knees don't hurt. That's all I care about.
Who do you think is the most affectionate in our relationship?
Well, you're more affectionate than I am.
But you're very affectionate, though. I can't. There's not a day that goes by that you don't show me some affection. So.
Yeah, but I mean, it also goes with my anxiety disorder, the thing, because affection does. I can only take so much input, so I do probably limit that more than I should. It's probably habit more than it is at some stage, and it's necessary.
Well, you cuddled me at night when I went to.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
There you go. No, I'm talking about the little chickens during the day, the little pokes. The little kiss.
Yeah.
As I go by.
I'm not affectionate. I just say.
Because we don't breathe the same air. We don't live in each other's pocket. We have our own schedule. There are things that we accomplish in our own right every day.
Yeah, this is true. But in my younger, less pain-filled days, I was more affectionate. But, it is what it is. I try not to think of it that way. As something that we've lost, we accept what it is.
Well, honey, things can't stay the same for 10 years.
No, it's not with these knees. And my bad neck. And my bad nerves. And, yeah, there's all that.
Just the normal, becoming comfortable with each other. You don't need it as much.
Well, no, and we're no longer spring chickens, right?
Right.
There's that too. I'm 50 going on 90. I've got the body of a 90-year-old. I look great, and the insides of my skin is not very. Yeah, I'm like a car with a great paint job. I just the insides have been ignored.
Well, you do have great hair.
That's what I'm saying. Got great eyes too. They don't work, but I've got great eyes. They look good.
Fantastic eyes.
They don't work, but.
How do you think we have both changed since we first started dating? Oh man, where do we start?
I don't think we have time. Save that one for next week.
Okay, that's next week. I'm gonna put a little next week on my notes. Okay, what is it about us both is exactly the same? We kind of covered that. It's within our relationship style is awful. Mm-hmm. What's one thing I do that makes you feel good that you wish I did more? Oh,
well, there's nothing that I wish you did more.
Oh, okay. So what?
But again, that goes back. I just don't think of the world that way.
Aside from the underpants and doing your laundry.
Well, you took my answer. And we've talked about this. You actually don't understand how freeing of my mind that actually is. We've talked about it before. How and we laugh about the underpants gnomes things. It's a joke, but it's actually serious. Right? It's greatly appreciative.
Well, thank you.
It's actually far more important. We've talked about this. It's far more important to me than
I know,
than
but
it
I
seems.
like hearing it
Then it would seem
every
like it
now
would
and
be,
then.
right? Because I'm perfectly capable of washing laundry.
Well, you did it before it came along.
Well, every month, once a month.
You do it when I go on vacation.
Well, I just did a lot of laundry today. I did all my laundry that is accumulated in my office, all my wardrobe changes.
Oh, did you? Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I do know how to do laundry, and I did. And the 100% cotton shirt, I didn't even dry. I put it hang up to dry.
Ooh, is that what that was?
Yeah. Dude, I'm not totally incompetent. I know what I'm doing. I just don't like doing it, and I like not. But even more importantly, I like not having to think about it. Because there's so many things, especially right now, with so many things I have to think about, so many things on my mind, constantly changing, and all the various things. The fact that I don't have to worry about something as simple and basic, but is annoying, because we all know laundry, for whatever reason, is annoying. It's not like it's the old days where we have to go take laundry out to the rock and beat it about the rock and the thing. You stick it in the machine, and the machine does the work. But we still find it annoying.
Well, I don't know about anybody else out there, but what I really hate is putting it away. I don't mind doing it because we don't beat it on a rock anymore. We have laundry. We have a washer dryer in the house. Thank goodness. I'm so spoiled. I feel like a princess every time I use it. But getting that laundry and putting it on the bed, and it's this big heap. I don't know why. I hate putting away laundry. I always have.
I just love it.
I don't mind folding it. I used to fold laundry when I went to the laundromat. I'd fold laundry and put them in the baskets, but I still didn't want to put them away.
Yeah, I just love the fact that if I wait long enough, the underpants gnomes and come and do all my laundry for me. All I have to do is sacrifice a few socks. That's it. It's great. Works out great for me. And I am going to get so much. If we were popular right now, I would get so much hate mail for that. Okay. I would get in so much trouble for that one.
Well, it's her thing.
Yeah. Well, and if you had an issue with it, then
if I had an issue with it, I'd say something. I wouldn't have flipping started doing it in the first place.
Yeah, you shouldn't have wouldn't let me have the underpants gnome joke go on for 5 years, however the hell long we've been making it.
No, I just it's not a deal for me. Even though I do like hearing from time to time. I think everybody does. They like to hear that their efforts are appreciated. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be big flowers or anything. I try to do it. You can just say, thanks for bringing in the clothes from the dryer into the bedroom. Just a simple, I see you. Thanks for doing that.
Yes, but it spoils my underpants gnome's fantasy. Hey, you can't turn it over yet. We got 10 minutes. Come on, man.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. What about this? Do you think works well together? We kind of covered that's. What's the one thing you hope happens in the future of our relationship? I would like us to travel more. I would like us to get that little trailer and go driving around.
Well, maybe we can do Late Night Love podcasts on the road. We can go do appearances.
There you go.
We can, set up in a restaurant or something and do it.
We could do okay. Let's do Mount Rushmore.
Okay, but Mount Rushmore has to happen in the summer because I don't want to go any place cold. I hate snow.
Gotcha.
Oh, actually, I don't mind cold. I hate snow.
Gotcha.
And cold is fine. I just don't like snow.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't mind snow. It's the ice under the snow that I technically don't like. And moving around in snow is just a pain in the ass. Driving in the snow, I hate it. All right, what else we got?
Okay, here's a good one. We've never really covered this.
Uh-oh.
It's not a relationship question, but what does love mean to you?
That's a good question. Put that for next week's monologue.
Next week, how do you spell monologue?
No, I don't know. Guess.
Like it matters.
Yeah, as long as we know what it means. You can put next week's opening.
Next week.
Did we get through all of them?
Okay, what do you think is your biggest strength in this? What do you think is your biggest strength in this relationship?
What do I think my biggest strength is in this relationship? Patience. My biggest strength in anything is patience, and the fact that after 24 hours, I don't take anything personal, unless it's genuinely personal. Hey man, I'm human. You got to give me 24 hours to get over something that feels personal that's actually not. Right? Yeah, I need 24 hours. But that's just a thing. But that's actually kind of a generic strength of mine. But my generic strengths are my relationship strength. It goes back to the, I'm patient. I'm willing to, this is not a day-to-day, week-to-week relationship. This is a long-term thing, and so you're going to have patience. Some things take time to figure out how to get through, or to get through.
They take time to get through. Yeah.
Right? Sometimes some things just take time to get through, and there's nothing we can do about them except, love and patience, and those things go hand in hand often, right? Love and patience go hand in hand. Maybe this is a good one to kind of end the show on. Love and patience going hand in hand. Because a loving relationship, as we're talking about, the whole show is about getting closer in a relationship, and so we'll wrap this up, is if you are going to get closer in your relationship, that love takes patience, because you can't learn everything about a partner in a year, 2, 5. It takes a long time. It takes going through various situations, and people grow and change and evolve. Situations grow, change, and evolve unexpectedly. Just open your windows, right? We don't have to imagine a time where, the world as it was 2 months ago is not as it is today. We just have to look outside to see that. And that happens in relationships too. And yet, patience and love can see you through those turbulent and rough times. And when you talk about love and patience seeing us through turbulent, rough times, it's not just our personal relationships. It also extends into our societal relationships, where all of us, if we want the world to be a better, kinder, gentler place, we have to make it that way. We have to be better, kinder, and gentler. And you do that with love. You learn how to become a kinder human being first by loving yourself. And then after you love yourself, you can begin to genuinely and openly love other people. So thank you for joining us today. Please visit us at latenightLove.us. You can find all of our podcast episodes. We'll eventually go up there. we've literally just put it up 10 minutes ago. Well, 10 minutes before the show started. So that will actually become more active. And as we figure out what it is we're going to do with it, if you want to contact us, you can send us an email at love@latelove.us, or you can go to anchor.fm/late night love and leave us a voice comment, and we can play it and answer it on the air next week. Also, if you go to our anchor.fm/late night love webpage and you like what we do, you can now sponsor the show. You can now donate some money to the show if you like what we do and you want us to continue. We're, don't do it at this stage if you can't or anything. We're not directly asking for it at the moment, as we're still learning how to do this. But we do now have sponsorships available. Hopefully we start putting commercials in this thing. I think Anchor FM will get a commercial for Anchor, trying to make a few bucks, trying to learn how to do this. We thank you for spending your time. And we don't have any social media stuff yet, do we? God, we got to create that. We are so far behind in all this thing. And thank you for joining us on our journey as we slowly but surely, step by step, learn how to do this. This is a learning process because it's a learning process, and we do this up front so everybody can see. And so for those of you out there who want to be podcasters, we want to let you know it's not actually such a big deal. Yeah, there's a lot to learn, but you can do it one step at a time. And for those of us here at Late Night Love, we want to thank you from me and Lubby. It's from those of us at Late Night Love, like there's more than two of us. From me and the Lubby Nader over here, thank you for taking the time to spend with us. And please remember to love everybody.